The official podcast is back and better than ever. We got a bunch of smiling dudes here ready to smile some more. Kyle, why don't you give us something to smile about?
What would you like to smile about? Well, there was a few things this week that I guess everybody laughed at. Did you guys want to talk about the Willy Wonka thing?
Yes, of course we do.
Okay. Could you give us a rundown of what happened?
Jackson, please, by all means.
Yeah, I visited the Willy Wonka experience, so I have first-hand account. It was an expo or a little show over in, I think it was in Scotland, in Glasgow.
Yeah,
Glasgow. Yeah.
Yeah. So they did a little expo for Willy Wonka. It was all AI generated, all the posters and the advertisements for it, which is fucking hilarious. Like the poster itself had misspelled words everywhere, words that didn't even make sense, like lombliglooks and stuff like that. Shit that wasn't even words that the AI spat out. So I don't know how that was an effective advertisement. But regardless, it was a Willy Wonka experience where a bunch of children paid $40 each to enter into this experience, and it was just a warehouse, an empty warehouse with shitty props.
Oh, it wasn't empty.
It was mostly empty. It looked like a crack den, dude.
Real quick, was this tied to the movie that just came out, or was it
No, of course not.
A public domain thing?
It was a group trying to make a quick buck.
So the guy behind it, his name is Billy Cole, and he's an infamous scam. Well, infamous might not be the right word because a lot of people don't know his name, but he has run multiple scams before this. It's his whole thing.
I'm on their website now that somebody linked, and all of the art, you have to understand, not a single image was handmade. It's all a bunch of AI-generated gibberish where nothing makes sense. It's not even good AI-generated.
No, it's
this
not.
Isn't even like DALL-E. This is the image generations that we had 5 years ago. Where it just hallucinates a bunch of colors for no fucking reason.
There is a key art that they would use everywhere of Willy Wonka in front of a big land made of candy, and Willy himself is just a melting, deformed flesh monster. His face is asymmetrical, his hands are blending into each other. It's terrifying.
Let's read people what they offer. They offer ensuring entertainment, catting, live performances, cartchy tons, exarceratory lollipops, apacades of sweet teats. I could go for some sweet teats. How about you guys?
Oh yeah, you have the sweet teats. I'm in line for the cartchy tunts, man. Those are so rare these days.
Oh, they also have the Imagination Lab.
There's another one just above it that says lighting, dim tight, depractions. I assume that's distractions, maybe. Vivu sounds, ungarevel.
It's like they're talking directly to a baby.
Well, wait, maybe this is actually like Willy Wonka. What were the little orange people, the Oompa Loompa speak? It's their language, maybe? Maybe this is really in character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dot Jackson twirling them dice. Enigmatic sounds, sweetie, unsupported twits. That's how the song goes, right? Who the fuck was buying tickets to this? Who did this actually fool?
I don't know. I feel like they just heard the Willy Wonka experience was in town, and they're like, "Yeah, I'll go to that." They didn't look at it.
There's definitely tons of parents who didn't look hard at it and went, "Look, a Willy Wonka thing. Let's go."
I just don't know how they got the word out about this at all. To advertise it, you would have to show this material, and
that's what I'm saying.
If you looked at this at all, you'd be like, what the fuck? I didn't take my kids here.
You go to Willy's chocolateexperience.com and you see this fucking garbage pop up on screen that just actually looks like a lazy scam. It doesn't even look like a good scam, like an actual,
this took 2 minutes.
Yeah. You would try a little harder. Nobody here tried.
Yeah. No,
the text, again, even the text, they didn't even bother importing the AI-generated art into Photoshop and at least writing the text themselves. Yeah, everything is just AI and fake.
They probably couldn't read either if I had to assume. they might have believed in Cartchy tunes and a pacidizer sweet teats.
I like this FAQ, which is just one question answered. Where is it? Answer, Box Hub Warehouse. So people went to this warehouse, apparently, and what happened? Jackson?
So there's just
They had a great time.
yeah, they had a fantastic.
Yeah, it turns out
time.
it was amazing. They actually got Timothy Chimothy to show up and do his song and dance. It was incredible.
Timothy Shimmerly. Are you AI generating your own text now as well?
That's what I call him because I always forget how to actually pronounce his last name.
Timothy Chalamet, right?
Chalamet, that's it. I always forget every time. He's Timothy Chimothy in my heart.
It says so. The kids went here into this experience, the Wonka Wonderland, and it was basically just like a small little story area, I guess, with like a woman behind a table with Bunsen burners and stuff, like cheap dollar store gadgets and gizmos, and they got little bag. They got a single jelly bean each. The kids had to have jelly beans rationed out to them because they didn't buy enough jelly beans for the audience, and they got a quarter of a cup of lemonade.
I'm sure everybody has already seen this photo by now, but we really have to get across just how depressed she looks to be there. She genuinely looks like a SpongeBob character, like fucking Squidward behind the fucking cash registers, the Krusty Krab. She is miserable. And in front of her is a bunch of it looks like she just brought like the mini bar at her hotel, especially in this photo that I'm going to post right now. Like in this shot, doesn't it just look like she raided the mini bar? And she brought it with her for props, and she's like serving the toddlers like little bottles of alcohol or something. It's so fun. Like, it's just bottles of mini shampoo, like travel size shampoo that she brought herself. I don't think they gave her any props or anything.
There's these little vials and stuff, and then there's like a science thing in the middle that's like obviously very cheap. And it's just set up. It's on like a desk in front of like a black tarp, basically. And this is what the kids watch with a shitty smoke machine. It's so funny. I want to know what the story was. Does anyone know what this actual story was?
The story's out there. Basically,
it's all. I know it's all chat generated.
Did
well,
you?
like
I posted the leaked script in our thing. Did you read it, Jackson?
Oh, I did not. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, if you have the exact script here, we can just go through that if you want.
Sure.
Hell yeah. Read it.
I was just going to give the bullet points, but
I mean, it's kind of long.
Voices.
We don't have to. Yeah.
Oh my god! I just opened it up. I assume this is from the fucking company because I opened it up. I was waiting for it to load. It's just a blank first page. You have to scroll down.
Yeah.
Just in case you get
it's not a company. It's just Billy Cole, and he calls himself Illuminati Entertainment.
Real quick to answer the question at the very start. So the website at the very bottom, it says any resemblance to any character, fictitious or living, is purely coincidental. This experience is in no way related to the Wonka franchise, which is owned by the Warner Bros. Company. So this is a different Willy, I assume. A different Willy's chocolate experience.
Well, it's not Willy Wonka. It's Willy McDuff and the Wonky Doodles.
Mm-hmm. Legally distinct.
It's a Wonka's loser cousin, the couch surfer. Can I crash in your factory for like 2 weeks, dude? Come on, man. I applied for jobs, I promise.
I'm reading this script and it's already making me laugh. This is fantastic. I'll start. Scene. A whimsical, brightly lit stage that hints at the magic of the Garden of Enchantment beyond. Willy McDuff, a character of eccentric charm and wit, stands before the curtain that separates the mundane from the magical. The audience is buzzing with anticipation. Why are you writing this like you know what the audience is feeling?
Well, he's not. It was AI that was writing it.
I know.
Yeah.
Continue on. Someone be Willy McDuff.
Willy McDuff says, with a grandiose flourish, he says, "Ladies, gentlemen, and esteemed guests of all ages, welcome. I am Willy McDuff, your humble guide on this journey to the extraordinary, the spectacular, the downright magical Garden of Enchantment." Audience applauds.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
So in reality, what happened was this kind of weird-looking dude jumped out from the tarp, they call it curtain, and all of the kids were scared. Apparently, there's a bunch of videos out from parents that filmed the children.
The scary comes much
later.
That's the
unknown.
Yeah,
that's the unknown.
They were unnerved.
Yeah.
But yes,
no. That's the unknown.
What?
It's not Willy McDuff.
What is
Willy
the unknown?
McDuff. The unknown was the guy that came out from behind the mirror and he had like the cape on.
Tell people about that for a second. And describe
so
him too. He looks like the guy from The Crow, the movie. Just a fucking boogeyman.
Yeah. So basically, the story was you go to the Willy McDuff magical enchantment garden, whatever, and you meet the wonky doodles and all that. But there's a haunting presence of the unknown, who is an evil chocolate maker that lives in the walls. So his whole task is just to be like going through and scaring people.
Yep.
And he has a weakness too. I don't know if you guys knew this, but he does. He's not immortal. No. His one weakness is organization, tidiness. So you defeat him by being tidy.
Okay.
It's true.
So they just had to tidy up the little the lab, the little science kit.
Yep. Once you clean out the beakers or something at Wonky Doodle number 2, you win.
Well, it's genius because then the guy running the scam doesn't have to clean up after. The kids clean up the warehouse for him.
Oh, true.
Yes. So there is in the script, the unknown is in there, and there's a scene in the script, the proposed script, which the actors were told to abandon very quickly early on when they saw that things were not working. But anywho, there's part where Willy McDuff's showing people around, and he says, "My dear adventurers, we stand on the precipice of a discovery most wondrous and perilous. From within these ancient walls lurks a tale not yet told of an evil chocolate maker known only as the Unknown." And he spiels how what Charlie said, evil chocolate maker lives in the walls, and he's after the anti-graffiti gobstopper for some reason.
I was just reading that.
Yes.
Are you sure he's against order and cleanliness? Because why would this guy want to be anti-graffiti?
He is, but he wants the anti-graffiti gobstopper. Right.
Well, it's kind of like if your one weakness was kryptonite, you'd probably want all the kryptonite and hoard it for yourself, so no one can use it against you.
Totally fair. So this is how the script was supposed to go. Willy's showing another part of the factory, and he goes, "Oh fuck, it's the Unknown. He's after my anti-graffiti gobstopper. Everyone, be careful, kids, and like clean, and that'll defeat him." And the Unknown has lines where he's like, Willy McDuff and his band of intrepid explorers. You have something I desire. Like he's like a Snidely Whiplash. He's like an old school, old timey villain. That's what it's written in the script, the AI generated script. What actually happened in real life is the Unknown is a man wearing a full black cloak and a scary silver face mask. And he would hide behind a giant mirror. And Willy McDuff would walk over and go, "Oh, what's this? Oh no, it's the Unknown." And the man would very, very creepily step out from behind the mirror, and the kids would scream and cry and run away and just hate everything about it.
Well, an antagonist should be scary, so it was an effective job done well.
Jackson. This is made for literal 3-year-olds. Like he goes way too far.
I don't know. Maybe I would have been scared. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, if I was a 3-year-old at this and I saw that,
I'd be
super scared.
Toddler.
I remember when I was a toddler, I went to a really dark puppet show, and it terrified me and gave me nightmares forever. And that was just a puppet show. So
kids are really easily scared. Like all you need is like a weird face or something dark or even a loud sound, and they just start crying.
Yeah, weird.
Aw.
Yeah. But
I don't know what he was cooking with this script. How did he think he was going to pull this off? So Willy McDuff, when he's fighting the Unknown, he says, "In the spirit of imagination and the pursuit of joy, I cannot let that happen. If it's a showdown you want, it's a showdown you get." And then in the brackets it says, "Suddenly the room transforms into a battlefield of lights and lasers." Willy uses a device resembling a futuristic remote, activating traps and illusions around the lab to thwart the Unknown's advances. What was he smoking?
It's an empty warehouse. No, my favorite part is I think that they obviously used an outdated, the free version of ChatGPT.
Yep.
He didn't even pay for 4. He just used 3.5 because it's just very crummily written.
So they're in the middle of fighting though, and Willy McDuff, to be fair, has some sick burns. So they're in the middle of a fight, and Willy gets the upper hand, and he goes, "What happened? Did anyone else feel a chill?" And then he looks at the Unknown and goes, "You all look as if you've seen a ghost, or perhaps you're just feeling a bit whitey." And then it says audience breaks the tension with laughter. So he calls him Whitey.
I don't see this part.
That's towards the bottom.
Oh, there's a whole... Right, yeah. Got it.
There's a whole fight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Willy activates a machine that releases a dazzling display of holographic images, momentarily disorienting the unknown. Seizing the opportunity, Willy sets the anti-gravity gobstopper into a contraption that amplifies its clear. Did they think they had like a Marvel budget? What the fuck is this script?
They thought they actually had an anti-gravity graffiti gobstopper. I thought it was anti-gravity gobstopper. It's anti-graffiti.
No, it's graffiti. Yeah. And it's sending a wave of sparkling cleanliness towards the unknown, neutralizing his device and rendering him harmless. Did the AI just assume that like these people actually had like wizard sorcery powers that they could use during the scripts? What?
They thought they were operating with a $200 million budget.
Mm-hmm.
When in fact, it was a warehouse.
Someone
an empty
needs
warehouse.
to take this script with an actual short film budget and effects team and make it a real movie. I'd pay to see it.
I think it'd be fucking horrible as a real movie, even then.
No, it'd be great.
But that's why I want to see it.
It'd be so bad it's good. It'd be one of those.
Exactly.
And it would also it would. And what's funny about this is I heard way more about this than the actual Wonka movie that came out like 2 months ago.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
The Wonka movie was just underwhelming. I didn't really like it very much.
I actually liked it. I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty
Really?
decent. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I didn't hear anything about it, so I guess most people would agree with you. But I heard a lot about this, and I've still to this day am hearing about this because the cast members are coming out and giving their interviews and stuff. It seems like they had the rug pulled over them as well.
Yeah, I mean, everyone involved, including the girl that looks like suicidal Squidward.
Yep.
Squidward is also. She's like, yeah, I mean, they didn't tell us anything. I showed up because it's a gig, and you know, I need the money. And then they just told me to stand there and hand out like travel-sized shampoo bottles to toddlers.
Let's also give her some credit. That depressed Squidward photo really does her dirty. There are other photos that came out, and she looks like she's actually trying very hard to entertain people.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, that look on her face, that is not the look of somebody who doesn't give a fuck. That's the look of somebody who tried and there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Everything's
She's
just failing.
Well, we're
Yeah.
fucked, I guess. I made a bunch of children cry. Great. What a great time
Yep.
I'm having. That's the face of a person who genuinely actually tried and then they made
actually
her fail.
cares.
They set her up
Yes.
to fuck up.
I read an interview with, so they had 3 Willy Wonkas that were hired throughout the day. The whole point was they work in shifts, and I don't know what happened after, you know, the initial wave of people demanding refunds and wanting it shut down, etc. But the first Willy Wonka was like, yeah, I showed up and I was on a 3-hour shift and it was a gig and I tried very, very hard, and then after only like 20 minutes, we were told by the manager to just abandon the script because nothing was feasible and nothing was working. And like all the people who showed up from what
Just
they
wing
talked
it.
about actually tried. Like they really did, but there was just nothing to work with and nothing to do.
How did they ad-lib it all after the script got abandoned? Like, how do you even do
Well, they
That
probably
is-
just did like normal presenting. I would imagine they're just like, hey kids, welcome to the Wonka experience. Please ignore the unknown. He's a fucking weirdo. Please,
Yeah.
we'll just scoot you by there real
There's
quick.
3 jelly beans.
Probably just walking them around in a circle around the factory. Like, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Probably talking down the angry dads that were like incensed with, what the fuck is this? Why are you
Refund.
making my child cry? Like, it's not
Yeah.
my fault, sir. I'm sorry, but I'm not authorized to issue you a refund. I don't know what to tell you.
I can't get over how scary for a very small child they made the unknown, like creepy silver face behind a mirror. There's one video that came out from it that's too funny when Wonka just goes, oh no, it's the unknown. And the unknown shows up and this small child immediately goes, no, and looks away. Like it's just, he hates being there. He hates this. He is not having fun. Oh man.
How do you do
Oh,
a
poor
children's
kids.
antagonist well then?
It's got okay. The perfect example, in my opinion, would be the guy from Lazy Town. Oh God, I'm blanking on his name.
Spartacus.
Not Spartacus. That's the good guy. The other guy.
No, that's
Who sings "We Are Number One."
The pirate?
No.
Robbie Rotten. they're
Robbie
saying in
Rotten.
chat.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you. Robbie Rotten is the perfect children's antagonist. He wears prosthetics to look villainish, but it's not scary. He wears like dark clothing for the bright lights and colors of the children's set. He has a very dastardly way of speaking and singing, and like
he's also just goofy.
He's goofy. He implies evil and villainy and conniving, but he's not like intimidating or mean, or you know what I mean? Nothing that could scare a kid.
Yeah, that guy just looked creepy. Just downright creepy. Something like from an actual horror movie for adults or something, like a stalker would dress up that way. Because, I mean, if you think about it, all the villains, they do look scary, you know, technically. Like Skeletor, a literal skeleton zombie thing, right? But kids don't, like, cry and piss their pants over Skeletor. They love beating him up as He-Man. But this guy looked like a genuine just creep. And the way he moved from behind that fucking mirror is so
If
creepy.
you took the unknown and gave him a knife from the kitchen, he would fit right into a slasher movie. Straight up. And I know that's a fact because it's the exact same costume as Scream, but with a slightly different mask. Like, they made him way too scary. Way too scary for little kids.
Yeah, he looks like, again, the Crow, the original Crow movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God, look at that photo. Ew. God, that means some oil in his hair too. Jesus. Holy shit, that is some dry ass fucking afro.
Man.
That's so fucking creepy. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I loved the Wonka experience. It's one of those things that I would have gone to if it was actually a thing in my area, I think.
Would you have been suspicious?
Would you though, as an adult?
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, like, I would actively probably choose to go to like a situation, like a thing that's this bad, not a children's thing probably, but like a thing that's like that they put on that's really bad. I would love to go to one of those just to see the train wreck.
Yeah, that's fair.
In process.
Well, I always like that kind of shit. If anytime there's like any kind of event, I always like to make an effort to go, just because there's always the chance that it's either really good or really excruciatingly bad, and both are kind of memorable and fun.
How often do you go to things like that, though?
Well, we don't get a lot of them here, so not that often. Only a few times a year.
Tampa and Orlando are like super event heavy, I thought.
Yeah, big events. I'm talking about this kind of stuff, though. This isn't what I'd consider like a big event.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know how you would find these like smaller events.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't know how the parents did.
Well, I imagine maybe there's just not a lot of things like this in Glasgow, perhaps. Like, they saw Willy Wonka experiences coming and they may have thought it was official. But, like, for example, here, the few times I've found events of this caliber, it was just through, like, random, like, sponsored posts on, like, the last one, well, the one that I really remember was through Facebook. And it was a Volkswagen meetup. So like Volkswagen enthusiast parade or something. And it was like an hour away from where I was. And I was like, oh, bet I'm going to this. So we went to the Volvo enthusiast meetup, and it was so fucking fire. There's just a bunch of elderly people celebrating Volkswagens and shit. And then they had a country rapper perform. So they set up this big tent with like catering, and they had like the most southern shit ever. And then they had like this big bald guy who was country rapping, and he kept shouting out his mixtape. He's like, yeah, I'm fucking, I don't remember his name. You know, I'm that guy. I'm the MC. Get this mixtape right now. It's over there, physical, or you can go on YouTube, check me out. And it was so fucking cute, man.
The guy's listening right now, and he's so mad at you.
Yeah, he didn't do a very good job.
He needed that credit. I
tried for the last couple years to find him, because I remember it being not bad, but I can't find it anymore. So I kept looking up like country rapper Sarasota and shit like that, because that's where he performed, and I just cannot fucking find it.
It's called a venue.
Well, I doubt there is a venue to call. So it's a Volvo enthusiast event in Sarasota. What year?
No, Volkswagen, not Volvo. I misspoke. It was Volkswagen.
Volkswagen.
It was in 2016. It would have been 2016.
It's a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, somebody must have organized that.
I tried
Facebook.
reverse searching it. It's just
we can crowdsource. Everyone. Reach out to anyone you know that owns a Volkswagen and ask if they've been
docs
to the
them. Does your
Sarasota
uncle have a
event.
Volkswagen or a Volvo? Doesn't matter. Just put his docs in the comment section.
We can
Full address and
crowdsource
phone
this.
number.
When we got back from the meeting, and we spent like fucking 4 hours there. When we got back from it, I immediately went to his YouTube channel to listen to more of his music. It was so fucking good.
Did he sing about Volkswagens? Or was he
No, it had nothing to do with Volkswagens. It was literally just like the most normal country shit, but rapped. And he had some flow to him. I'll give him that. And he also would boogie down a little bit. He had backup dancers with him. It was so fucking cute.
Man, it sounds like a fun event.
No, it was. Like, this was not a Willy Wonka experience. This was the Volkswagen experience. They knew what they were doing.
Speaking of boogieing down, that's my segue. Boogie's shaman has turned on him. Jackson was posting this in our chat the other day. If you'll recall, what was the guy's name, the documentary guy that made the documentary on Boogie?
Mike Klum.
Yeah, so he made the hour-long documentary, as you'll recall, which ended with Boogie in the woods doing shrooms that some random guy gave him that he presumably was supposed to pay, but apparently didn't pay. So that guy, the shaman, is now officially very angry at Boogie and vandalizing his home. According to Boogie, who's tweeting out photos of his entire garage door being spray painted with the word pedophile without the O. Actually, it looks more like pedophile. And then thief. And then the guy is on Facebook apparently claiming that Boogie owes him 10 grand for
10
grand. Aren't they fucking
grand.
expensive, are they? No, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, there's like no way.
How much are mushrooms
for?
usually? How much is
Not 10 grand. What do you mean?
I don't know. I've
Yeah,
never
not
fucking
10
done
grand.
shrooms.
He's probably
Never
charging
bought
him a
shrooms.
bullshit service fee of going, yeah, the mushrooms were this much, but then I took you on your journey. I helped you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
get
Like it was a
there.
spiritual journey thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know. Maybe he's been buying a lot of shrooms. Maybe he's still doing
Maybe
it
he
a
is
lot.
buying that many. He's got pounds and pounds and pounds of the stuff at his house. Going nuts.
But whoa, wait. Maybe it's also like an appearance fee because he was in the documentary as well. They would have had to ask him to be part of the documentary. I assume.
His
So
rate
maybe-
to be on camera.
yeah. I would bet if
something
that
like that.
documentary, I would bet if that documentary never happened, this would not have happened because I'll bet this guy wants to be, like thinks he wants to be famous, or oh, that documentary is so big and I was in it. Where's my check or my this or my that or something? You know, he wants something. out of it.
The dude definitely comes across as like mentally unwell to me, like significantly mentally unwell, going through like a breakdown or something. I've seen some like Facebook messages and stuff from him, like posts and stuff. He definitely does not seem sane.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
I don't know if there's any like.
okay, so here's one of the
rationalization.
posts. Stephen Williams, that's Boogie. You are so fucked, it's unbelievable. And then it's just a random video of like karate or something. The city of Fayetteville chose war. That was very unwise. Protecting Glenn Whitman and Stephen Jason Williams, aka Boogie. All the tomahawk are out now. Let's see what happens since everybody wants to play games. And then it's like the swords emoji, like the swords crossing emoji.
What are the tomahawks?
Why did the city of Fayetteville? That's where Boogie lives, right? Where's
Fayetteville.
So
It's in Arkansas.
this sounds like he complained to, like, did he go to his local, like, county sheriff's office and say, like, hey, this fat man stole $10,000 from me? And they were like, sir, you're high. Please sit down. And he said, oh, this is war. How dare you? And then I guess he vandalized Boogie's home. And the issue with Boogie is that he's just such a prolific liar that nobody believes anything he says. So immediately people said, well, do you have evidence that he did this? Do you have, like, a Ring security footage or anything? And he said, no, because my subscription expired conveniently. So even if he's telling the truth, Boogie never sounds believable, even when it's
No, he
like
doesn't.
believable. Like, yeah, actually believe this. Like that, like some fucking shroomed up idiots would vandalize your home. That's something that would probably happen.
When I saw the initial tweet, like the pictures of pedophile and like graffiti over his car and whatever, I was like, oh yeah, Boogie absolutely did this. This is a Boogie thing. There's no way that like he's not lying here for attention or whatever. And then more evidence came out, and it definitely seems like he wasn't lying. But like you said, Boogie is just such an unreliable narrator, and he's lied about so many different things in the past that he has absolutely no right to then like question why people aren't trusting him at his word. Basically,
Yeah, we get butthurt.
He gets butthurt about it.
How dare you not believe me? You're such a bad person. Like, bro, really, you don't have fucking security footage of this happening after a man, an IRL streamer, came to your fucking door to bang on it and scream slurs, and you had to pull out a fucking gun. Even then, you still don't have cameras on your door? As like a very popular lol cow? Come on.
Well, to be fair, the Ring is a subscription, and we know Boogie isn't financially doing great, so that's actually pretty believable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All that money has to go to Tears of the Kingdom, his monthly subscription that he listed for $70, as you'll recall.
So this is a tweet from Boogie. Best part of my day, watching the people who claimed I faked the vandalization of my home backpedal after the man who did it admitted to doing it in an interview. You silly goofballs. Like, he's so self-righteous about it. When the fact is, you're literally like the man who cried wolf. No one's ever going to believe you at your word. And no one should. And also, more Boogie stuff. He's doing an interview with EDP. There's a picture floating around of him and EDP sitting at a table.
So this is real? My wife sent me this yesterday and she said, is this photo real or is it AI?
It's
and
real.
Apparently it's real? What the fuck are they doing? What is the point of this? Is EDP
what do you mean,
auditioning for the seat on LOLCOW's Live? I'm asking, what the fuck are they doing? What is the
I
point
assume
of
it. So what I think it is it's probably the next Mike Klum documentary. But reincorporating Boogie into it feels so fucking slimy to me. Like this, he's just using this for attention and stuff like that. And this is like a legitimate pedophile. It just feels like really gross.
I saw, what's that other guy's name? Was it Darkside Phil who said that Mike Klum wanted to make a documentary about him as well, but he pulled out, and he didn't want the documentary made
DSP.
because. Was it DSP? Yeah.
It was DSP.
I mean, he said, well, you made Boogie look like a fucking idiot, and I don't want you to make me look like an idiot. So that's like the problem with documentaries like that, of that sort that Mike is making is, you know, once the lol cows catch on that you're low-key mocking them, you know, they don't want to cooperate as much anymore, unfortunately. But I guess Boogie is just desperate. Boogie doesn't have honor.
I would imagine it's Boogie that keeps inserting himself. I don't think it's the other way around.
Yep, agreed. Is the LOLCOW Live doing anything? Is it doing good? Like, do you think he's making money from it?
How many people watch it? I don't know.
I have no clue.
I haven't tuned in at all.
The last I heard,
seen,
it started really strong, and now people just don't watch it. But I've never watched it, so I couldn't tell you.
I also haven't watched it.
Yeah, I think so. The gimmick would have been cool. Well, entertaining at the start, I guess, just to see them talk, I guess. But like, it's going to be the same thing every episode where Boogie just talks about his trauma, and it just becomes the same thing. I'm assuming. Eventually, it gets old.
They get an average of 40,000 views on their channel.
It's fine.
Not bad.
No,
it's not enough to live off of, though.
No.
Yeah.
No, probably not. Especially like considering the cut. I don't know how much they're all getting, but I'm sure Keemstar gets a cut, even though he's not even.
Yeah, that's what I love. I actually know the answer to this. They are all equal. I can't remember who's on the show. Boogie, Wings, and another guy. I think it's Tommy C or something like that. As well as Keemstar, they all get like 25% each. So it's all equal. I think. And the editor might get stuff as well, but Keemstar like does not like nothing. I love how he just like wrangles these brands, sits back, and like acts like he adds value to it.
I know, he's just a shit stirrer.
Yeah,
on fucking Twitter. That's all he fucking does now, which is just, I guess that's nice for him.
Do you? All right. How do you guys feel about a 40-year-old man still engaging in like high school drama every single day? How do you feel about that?
I get it though. Like we're in our 30s almost, and we still engage with that. Well,
nope.
Two of us.
I'm in
are
my
our
20s.
I am in my 30s.
Yeah. I meant like almost all of us.
He is just a showman. That I get. Because Keemstar isn't like... The one excuse I give him, Jackson, is that he's not a loser. He makes good money. And I don't know anything about his private life, but he seems to be doing okay. As opposed to somebody like Boogie, who's almost fucking 50, if he isn't already 50. And he's like relying on handouts on the fucking internet of like, hey, will you please kick me and spit on me and make fun of me? Please, can I be in your mockumentary? So fucking pathetic.
That is one of the biggest failings of Boogie, where he's just seemed to have never taken the true path of responsibility, like looking for an actual job or not trying to just, he's always trying to construct what he had or whatever pieces remain into something livable and usable instead of going, okay, I should actually get a fucking job like an adult,
He doesn't have any kind of work ethic.
At least according to him,
actual, like, talent.
Well, yeah, he thinks he's above a normal job, so he's never going to get one.
Yeah, also true.
No, I mean, we all saw the interview where he torpedoed his own chances. We're like, yeah, I used to be in porn and like I'm a felon. Will you hire me? No. Well, will you spit and kick on me?
That was still so fire.
Freaking dummy.
There was an episode of the Locale Live early on where it came out that Boogie's, I think she's like 19-year-old girlfriend cheated on him. She was like sending messages to another like fat guy over in Vegas or something, and they were like,
like the
like
redhead
that.
one from back in the day.
No, this new one, the one that he's still with. Apparently, she was cheating on him. I don't know if it was like confirmed, but that's what the Locale Live episode had up on, clickbaited up in the title and stuff, and that's what they were talking about. She's still with him, or they're still together, so maybe not. Yeah, Jesus Christ, she needs to flee, run away as fast as you can, please. Scary.
Yeah, but at the same time, she's like fucking grown up. Like, make better choices at this point. And he loves inserting her into everything. Like this man, again, who had people show up to his house to harass him. People fuck with him on the internet. And he's just so casual about putting his fucking girlfriend up on the internet for everybody to make fun of and mock and bully. It's just so fucking tasteless to me.
It is so fucked. Every single post he made for like the first month or so of them dating was with her. Every single one.
Have you not kept up? It's progressed. Like there was a Meta PC ad that he did with her sitting on like all over her, like she was half naked. He was naked, I think fully naked, in a Santa's outfit or something. And it was like, oh, this is so gross. This is so yuck. Objectifying your girlfriend for like probably crumbs.
He never got past the I'm the king nerd. Even his friends were saying so in the documentary where he would always like, remember that moments where he went, hey, Jim, you've never had a girlfriend, huh? You haven't had a girl in a long time, huh? And he's like flexing on these other obese dorks because he's the only one of them who like ever had a girlfriend. It's like he never got past that stage of, I'm 14 years old and I have my first girlfriend ever, so I'm going to flex on all my friends.
I remember in the documentary where he was like, we need to start bringing some more bitches over here. Where the bitches at? We got to bring some girls over here. Come on, guys. We got to get some girls over in here.
And the guy was staring daggers at him like, fuck you.
Yeah.
They're like, you pay the women. It's not like you have charisma that gets these girls. You have to fucking pay the money, you asshole.
Well, no, he has negative charisma. He has negative charisma because he made one of the prostitutes he was seeing leave prostitution.
The big point on that during the documentary review I kept bringing up is that he's always trying to impress people that you really shouldn't be striving to impress. Like when it's a group of people where they're the most impressed by, oh, he has snacks at his house. It's like, who gives a shit? Come on, man.
Yeah, I guess if he really wanted to impress him, he could be like, and guys, I got Takis. They'd be like,
they're the spicy ones. Whoa, dude.
Ooh, sour and spicy.
Oh
but yeah,
God.
It's like a 50-year-old man bragging about like, oh yeah, I'm in a relationship, by the way. What are you, a medal? What are we supposed to get you for this? What the fuck is this? What are you even bragging about right now? But no, that makes him famous in his community, I guess.
No, that makes him famous in his head. No, they don't. I doubt like anyone else cares in his like private life. They're not like throwing.
No, I bet.
Fist up.
I bet his friends, once they finish Magic Night, they're like, "Bro, did you see Boogie with that girl again? That was fucking incredible."
No,
I don't know.
What are you talking? No, I reckon they laugh at him as well, just the same as we do.
I'm sure they probably do. You're probably right. Maybe I'm buying too much into the Boogie fantasy now.
He's manipulated you into believing it.
Yeah. Maybe I just think he's super cool.
Charlie's like, well, he's actually a Chad.
Well, there was a time. There was a time where we all thought Boogie was cool. I want to go back to that time. That time was cool. Back when he was on the show, and he bragged to us after the show about what was it? Some chick. What was the story?
This sticks with me. It was it was right after the divorce. It was right after the divorce, and we were talking like,
Yes.
have you been? He's like, oh, I've been really good. I'm seeing this redhead right now, and I just busted on her titties. And I was like, oh my God.
No, he said. I'll correct you. He said, I nerded in her mouth. Yeah, I was nerding in her mouth, and I still to this day don't know what the fuck that means.
That was something else he said. He verbatim said, and I busted on her titties. It was like, that was after we were talking about that. That was his big thing.
Okay, I don't remember that. That's also gross.
Didn't he also say after the show? It might have been on the show, but I think I distinctly remember him saying that someone sent Bitcoin assassins after him, or a Bitcoin hitman.
Ah, yes, the Bitcoin hitman.
I remember
That's
that.
right.
It was I mean like a hitman that was paid through crypto or something.
No, you meant the Bitcoin hitman, the ones hired by Bitcoin to kill all the other owners so the value goes up. I know what you meant, Jackson. You don't have to be afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like the beekeeper again. Is Boogie the beekeeper?
Oh man.
What a goofball.
That's a fun plot for a movie. A guy has a crypto and he goes, I need to kill every other owner so that I can get all the value of it to go up, and it's owned by billionaires. I'd watch it. Good movie.
What about a really cool movie about like an assassin, but he's like morbidly obese?
And his name's Boogie 2988.
It's called the Larry the Cable Guy. God, what's that movie? Witless Protection, I think is what it's called.
Is it an actual? I'm talking about an actual action hero, like, or action movie like John Wick. I want to see that, but like with an actual.
That sounds like a Kevin James movie.
No, I'm not talking comedy. I'm saying
he wants
laughs.
it legit.
Yeah, I want to actually like he's jumping around rooftops and shit.
No, there's no way to make a fat person moving look not funny. I'm sorry, it's physically impossible. It's just comical every time.
I mean, Chad's kind of right though. That was Steven Seagal. That was Steven Seagal. Though.
That's actually what I was thinking of. Steven Seagal, he's not morbidly obese, but he's overweight.
He's in very bad shape and has been forever, pretty much.
And even then, would we call his movies good? Like really, actually good?
Yes. Oh fuck yeah, they're so good.
But I mean unironically good, like on merit good, not on laughability.
Does he have actually any movies that are good?
Yeah, like actually like on achievement good, on quality good, not I don't know if he has a single one.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a single one. I don't think there's a single one.
That's and especially not in recent, like the last 10 years where he makes them himself and they're just full of terrible, stupid errors and really dumb fucking things that he does. Oh yeah, he pumps out.
Still?
He hires like a very ragtag group of people to just pump out these like either straight to DVD or straight to streaming films. And I think at one point he was making like 3 a year, and they are just bad.
Many.
They are just very, very, very piss poor shot. And like he's allegedly this big action star and like kung fu guy and gunsmith and all this shit. And yet he makes very basic errors with how you would handle firearms and do karate moves in his movies. It's really good stuff.
Oh yeah, you're right. His last movie was in 2019. And I also forgot he's still in exile. Self-induced exile in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
What the?
You're right.
Seagal is a supporter of Vladimir Putin, to whom he once referred to as one of the great living world leaders. He said this before any of the like current stuff, like before the invasion and the war and stuff. Like, why out of the blue did he decide to just be a Russia simp? Why does he love Russia so much for no reason?
Because of what he has done, he is officially banned from the Ukraine as well.
If I remember correctly, it's because Putin is a big Steven Seagal fan or something, which is why he goes over to Russia.
So he reached out to him.
That's cute.
It was something like that. Like it was something like the upper brass in Russia really likes Steven Seagal movies. And he's like, oh, you guys like Steven Seagal? I'll come over and teach you Aikido.
Does he realize they're making fun of him?
No, I don't know if they are.
Are you sure? I mean, somebody should tell Steven, like, look, Putin is laughing at you, not with you, Steven. You might want to come back.
I don't know, man. I don't know. They maybe they are, but there's demonstrations of like Steven Seagal teaching soldiers Aikido, and I feel like that's taking the joke a little far if you're having him come and teach them that shit.
Okay, but if you were like as powerful as that, and you could just fuck around just for funsies, that's what I would do. I would have Steven Seagal teaching Navy SEALs for like a day. Like, oh, all you losers, so listen up, cool. Pay attention.
Yeah, that sounds great. Devaluing your military. Oh, well, I guess if you're doing it to laugh at him, that's funny. But
yeah, Charlie, if you want premium bad that they're good movies, watch the new Steven Seagal movies. There's one. I think. Have you seen The Asian Connection? It's from I got the list. It's 2016. Do you remember that one? I think that's a movie. Where he plays like a hitman or a fixer or something, but he's so poor that he can't afford medical supplies. So he'll go on a job and like get shot or get hurt, and he rubs butter on his wounds to like cauterize them. I don't remember which movie it is, but I swear I'm not making this up with Steven Seagal. There's some movie. I don't know if he's like preparing himself for dinner later, but there's some movie where he's like, I got shot in the hip. Go get the butter out of the fridge, and he has like this Asian woman rub it on him. Like, they're great movies. Oh man.
Okay, that sounds fucking awesome.
I really think it's The Asian Connection, but they are also very boring movies as well. Like, there's a lot of padding and a lot of just sitting around and doing nothing, but the moments that do stand out hit pretty good, because I remember that scene. It's a good scene.
My parents love Steven Seagal movies, and I've never understood why. They must just be the like direct target audience for that kind of shit.
He was very popular back in the mid 90s. He was really popular, and
but those movies were just as bad.
Yeah, well, it was only just one movie. It was fuck. What was his big one?
Is it Under Siege?
No. Yeah. Under Siege. Thank you. Yeah.
Under Siege was huge. Oh yeah, you're right. It made 5 times its budget.
Under Siege, and the other one was Above the Law. Those two were like actually big.
Under Siege was the ship one, I think.
Yes, Under Siege was the ship. Yes.
Yeah, it was like there was a ship with nuclear warheads or some shit.
So I'm going through his movie list right now, and honestly, his first handful of movies are all successful. They all make roughly 3 to 5 times their budget. I couldn't really tell you when he fell off, but for like a solid 10 years, he's actually a box office hit. That's crazy.
What the fuck is... This can't be real. Okay, I'm looking at one of his movies called General Commander. The budget was $12 million. It made 69,000.
Yeah, it did. That's the Steven Seagal touch.
Right. Who's funding this?
Probably Steven Seagal.
General Commanders. Yeah, actually, probably.
Putin?
Or Putin.
This is the real Russia Gates. Who the fuck is funding this shit?
It's probably the New World Order. I don't know.
The Illuminati, the Bitcoin assassins.
He's got so many movies.
He's done a lot of shit, man. So he's a kung fu dude, and he's a star. He also makes music. He's a guitarist, and I have listened to it a bit, and I've read reviews, and it's like some of the most generic and uninspired guitar wankery I've ever heard in my life. Like, it's just
he also had his own energy drink. If you guys remember that, he had his own energy drink.
Do you know what it was called?
What was it called?
There's a part of me that wants to say it was called Sploosh, but I know that's holes. But it's
I found
like
it.
Sploosh.
I found it. It's called Lightning Bolt.
Lightning Bolt. That's right.
Lightning
and he had
Bolt.
He had a really cool advertisement with it where he had these 2 girls at a pool. He's like, "Come on, I know you want me to get in the pool." He's like, "Yeah, baby, I want you to get in the pool for my lightning bolt." It was so cool.
So you can buy it on eBay right now for $1,500 a can. So Charlie, Might want to consider it. But I want to read the label here because it's pretty amazing. Steven Seagal's Lightning Bolt, Asian Experience Energy Drink.
Yep.
And then there's a quote from Steven Seagal on it. A natural energy drink packed with vitamins and exotic botanicals. So it's good stuff. What does that mean?
That's fucking right.
Tea leaves, botanicals, just plants.
Yeah, but what is an Asian Experience energy drink? Is it like the Willy Wonka experience? It was made by AI in a factory? What does it mean?
It's made by Steven Seagal with his beakers.
Speaking of music, DMX, right before he died, his last appearance in a movie was a Steven Seagal Dog Shit Beyond the Law.
No.
The 2019 film.
That taints his legacy.
DMX's legacy. That sucks.
Oh, man.
So sad.
His 23 kids are really going to be disappointed to see that one.
He's not a good guy. I'm looking at his Wikipedia right now. His allegations and lawsuits section has about 10 headers about sexual assault lawsuits.
Steven Seagal?
There's like
Well, that's why he's abroad, running from the law, are we?
No, there's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different sexual harassment, assault, rape charges on him.
I can't believe the guy who wrote and performed Songs from the Crystal Cave has those allegations against him. Like that album cover where he's fucking his guitar is magic.
They can put all the allegations they want against Steven Seagal. He'll win. He knows Aikido.
Yep, and Putin.
Yeah. He's also a very vocal supporter of the 14th Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso, which is very random, but there you go, I guess. This man really chooses just random ass people on Earth to simp for.
Oh, well.
He's an environmentalist. That's cute. Oh. Okay, his paternal grandparents were Russian.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, that makes
that
more
might be the
sense.
connection.
Right.
That makes way more sense.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
Do you remember Steven Seagal's Lawman? It was an A&E show where he pretends that he was some kind of sworn-in part-time police officer who solves cases with the cops from time to time.
I don't actually, but that's
You guys didn't-
familiar.
Hunter?
Andrew, this is right up your alley.
Oh,
So he has this thing where it's like, yeah, I'm actor Steven Seagal, and not many people know this, but I'm actually a part-time police officer. And he's like, yeah, I've sworn in to train the officers in my Aikido. And what he does is they take him on these like real cases. So, like one of them's a drug bust, and Steven Seagal just shows up to help arrest people.
Oh my god!
So in one of them, they send Steven Seagal in first to like what could have been a really dangerous scenario. So they use him like a guinea pig. And then
Holy
they actually,
shit.
if I remember correctly, the show got canceled because Steven Seagal requested they bring a tank to one of them. So they bring a fucking tank, and it's just like such an excessive use of force that it got them in a lot of trouble because it was like they brought a tank to like a drug bust or something. It's fucking incredible.
Wow! I just jotted
did they
this down
actually
on the old
deputize
list.
him?
This looks amazing. Holy shit!
No, he claims that he's been deputized and been like a police officer for like 10 years, but I don't believe that.
Yeah, no.
This is amazing. I can't believe I never. I feel like
I'm
back
shocked
of my
you haven't
brain.
watched that.
Maybe back of my brain. So I'm on the list here, and it came out in 2009. So I feel like maybe in my subconscious, I'm kind of like, oh, I heard of that, or remember when that was on TV, but I don't think I've ever watched it or engaged with it in any way. I absolutely want to check this out. This is amazing.
Oh, it's so fucking good. Yeah, I love Lawman.
Oh my god.
The posters for it go hard. it's him in full like police attire, in, like blue light and stuff.
It was on A&E, which is not a small television network by any means. But back in 2009, when the first episode premiered, it set the record for their highest view count ever.
And that was back with Mind Freak era. Keep that in mind.
This A&E was a big thing back then. This broke the fucking record. I guess Steven Seagal fighting actual criminals is all you need. That's incredible.
How can you take like the justice system seriously when they actually do this stuff? Like they make entertainment out of this, like enforcing the law. Like they put Steven Seagal in the fucking Apparently they did deputize him. I just looked it up. He is a fully
Imagine being
commissioned deputy.
arrested by Steven fucking Seagal. Like your life is over now. You're gonna rot in prison for 20 years, and it's this guy that arrested you.
Holy
That's
shit!
so stupid.
This show's amazing.
The first episode is called "The Way of the Gun." This is so good.
I am so surprised you guys never watched Lawman.
No,
No.
I've never heard of this.
No, never.
It's so fucking silly. I highly recommend it.
The only correct path forward is he has to move back to the US and become the US president. He needs to run for office.
Yeah.
He needs to run for office. I completely agree.
Absolutely. Man, Steven Seagal is such a fucking con man. I'm reading through the episode summaries here. And one of the episode summaries is Seagal recommends ancient remedies when the members of the team fall sick. Like, man, this guy's such a weird.
It's just he just prescribes his energy drink to them.
He's like,
Ancient Japanese remedy.
I see you got shot in the chest. My lightning bolt should help with that.
It's an ancient Asian experience.
According to the ancient monk, Tenzin Gyatso recommends this oil.
I remember when the air nomads used lightning bolt to cure their wounds.
This show is amazing. Season 2, Episode 6. Seagal attempts to apply the teachings of Sun Tzu to apprehend a suspect and negotiate.
He carries the art of war with him in the
He's
fucking
reading the art of
cop
war
car.
during a fucking hostage negotiation.
I never go to an active crime scene without my Sun Tzu book.
This is awesome. This is absolutely amazing. Holy shit.
The last episode that ever aired was called Sensei and Student. So maybe there's a guy out on the force right now who was taught by Steven Seagal.
I wish
and is carrying on.
I wish it was more powerful. It's like the last episode is the death of Steven Seagal or something.
No, I think that's the episode where like Anakin Skywalker rises up against him, but he has the high ground, so he kills him, but he isn't really dead.
Oh, man.
That's the one.
If this was real, how did he not die?
Well, because to be fair, they weren't taking him on like a Waco siege. They're taking him to like more like small drug-related stuff.
That's not true.
really,
This
like, the
episode,
most
Blood in the
dangerous.
Sand. Blood in the Sand. Suspecting a man may have ties to the Mexican drug cartels and illegal cockfighting, Seagal and the SWAT team raid the man's compound. That's got to be something.
Okay,
Okay,
that does sound kinda
cockfighting.
intense.
The man's compound is his apartment. They knocked on a door and opened it, I assume. I left this photo of him where he's wearing
What
like
the fuck?
he's wearing two watches on both of his arms. And they're like cutting off the circulation to his hands because he's just so fucking pudgy. It's cutting into his skin. I fucking love this image.
Jesus
But he
Christ.
looks so cool
Why does he have two watches?
because it's fucking bad. There's two different. It's for there's Eastern Standard Time and then there's ass kicking time, and he's got to know what time
That's
it
true.
is.
Russia, yeah.
he's gonna watch that is set to Moscow. This episode, The Knife's Edge, says the team assists with apprehending a suspected rapist. Maybe they were talking about Seagal there.
And he eludes the law. I pardon myself, Your Honor.
I am a deputy. I'm allowed to do that.
In preparation for their next warrant, Seagal offers the team a martial arts lesson. So they were fucking busting down this next Mexican drug cartel using martial arts. God, this sounds so good.
Hang on, I really need to know. Does he have like a wife and children and stuff? Does he have a family?
He might have kids, but he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have like an active wife or anything. Not that
No, he
I
does.
know
I
of.
thought
He
does.
has been married since 2009.
Yeah.
As for
To a Mongolian
kids, I
woman.
don't see any listed.
2008,
Oh, wait, no, sorry.
apparently.
Sorry, excuse me. He has 7 children.
Damn. Seagal is married to Mongolian Erdenettuya Batsuk, better known as El. They have one son together, Kunzang. From an early age, El trained as a dancer. Okay, so he married a dancer that he, I guess, met
Yeah, she's
in
a dancer.
Russia someplace.
Yeah.
Mongolia, I assume.
Holy shit.
That's kind of surprising if he's had a wife for that long with the shit he's been doing.
Yeah, plus he's got to be the most fucking smug, unbearable asshole in real life to actually like talk or deal
Oh,
with.
yeah, there's no doubt in my mind. There's an interview that I still remember where, like, I don't know who it was for, but someone had met him at, like, a casino or something, and they were going to do, like, a little impromptu
I have
interview.
to say, sorry. This man kind of has lived an interesting life, though. So, in addition to his biological offspring, Seagal is the guardian of Yapshi Panrinzin Wangmo, the only child of the 10th Panchen Lama of Tibet. So he's like a full-blown Buddhist, and he's like doubling as a bodyguard, apparently. He used to pretend to be a bodyguard to his now wife when she was in the US. He would like pretend to guard her and be able to protect her, which is cute.
That is pretty cute.
Can you continue, Charlie, what you were going to say?
Oh, it was just that interview. So, like, he was asking for an interview, and Steven Seagal goes, like, fucking nonverbal, basically, and he just keeps shaking his head, and then he talks about the guitar for a minute for some reason. So he seems, like, almost senile.
Yeah, probably. But he's had 5 wives, so... Oh, actually, that's not a good thing. Never mind. I forgot. Divorces are bad.
Yeah.
They probably ended for a reason.
Nah, he's got that crazy riz. He's got that Aikido riz. That guy's probably actually so smooth, I bet. They just don't get him.
Listen how kawaii this is. Putin bestowed the Russian Order of Friendship medal upon Seagal.
Aww.
So he literally has a like BFF medal from his bestie that says best friends forever.
There's also, I think you guys have heard this fact, Steven Seagal is considered a national threat to the U.S. because of his connections with Russia.
I've heard
You guys
something like
didn't know
that, yeah.
No. I mean,
Yeah, they
so is he
consider
like
him like a
literally
national security
legally,
risk.
he's not allowed to enter the U.S.?
No, he is allowed to, I'm pretty sure, but he is classified as a security, or like a national threat. At least that's what I remember reading back in the day. That was pretty well known for a while.
Maybe it's because of this. Seagal has claimed that he helped train CIA agents in Japan.
Is there anything, with that, is there anything on there? I'm on his website trying to find it. I think at one point he claims that he defused a bomb during a terrorist situation and was like a national hero for it. I've heard of this a few years ago. It's like totally bullshit, but he claims he did.
He's a prolific liar. They saw this is the quote. They saw my abilities both with martial arts and with the language. You could say that I became an advisor to several CIA agents in the field.
Well, Mr. Seagal, you could say anything because it's lying and not true. You can say it though.
Yeah. And then the very next line.
So this has to be a. Sorry, continue.
I was just going to say the very next line is there is no evidence that Seagal has ever worked with the CIA. So immediately disproven.
Well, to be fair, there wouldn't be.
They'd want to scrub it.
That's like that's like
Mhm.
the point of the CIA, right? Is to do stuff covertly.
Oh, come on.
But Putin has the entire fucking like KGB to look into somebody's background. He has to know that this guy's bullshitting. So this has to be an instance of, hey, this guy's funny. He makes me laugh. You're my court jester now. Here's citizenship.
Yeah,
Move
clown.
here. Make me laugh. Yeah, you're literally a clown. There's like all these fucking photos of Putin sitting next to Seagal at a martial arts competition, and they're talking to each other. And I don't know.
There's the ideological victory as well, like Russia taking America's best action hero away from them.
Yeah, our best.
That's far-fetched. If I was American, I'd say you can have him. That's not a big L.
I don't know. I miss him. The streets of wherever he was deputized have really missed him. Crime rates have skyrocketed.
It's the safest city in
Like,
America
if they
now.
got Rambo, that would be sad. That would be humiliating to the U.S. If they got fucking Rocky, right? But Steven Seagal.
That would be devastating.
When did Steven Seagal leave? When did he like depart on the boat over to Russia?
Let's see.
Did
Good question.
Is that when America progressively got worse? Like that
Yes.
that was the defining
He started the
moment with
2008 recession.
The housing bubble collapsed because Steven Seagal Aikito'd it.
Yeah, people didn't want to live here anymore, so they just didn't.
He sold his house to move to Russia and it collapsed the market. Just fucking
I believe he did that. He'd probably write about that on his website.
I'm just gonna ask AI.
I thought you were going to just ask Steven Seagal himself. Let's email him.
Oh, do you think
Google Gemini comes back
contact?
and says we're not allowed to talk about Steven Seagal. It's not in our programming.
And then it makes him black.
Yeah, it generates a picture of him as a black man. That'd be so fucking great.
I actually have access to uncensored AI now, you guys.
Wow,
Yeah, he does.
you got it
He's been
local?
He's been talking to me about it.
I do have it locally, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been sending Jackson screenshots because I installed it locally and it is unhinged.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when exactly Steven Seagal moved to Russia. Okay, well, no
Okay.
answer, I guess. Not even AI knows. Nobody knows.
Do you think I'm looking at his fan website now? It's so old. Do you think we could get in contact with him somehow?
I don't
Ask
think
for an
we'd want
exclusive
to.
interview. No, an
we-
exclusive
we'd
interview
turn up dead.
with Steven Seagal. Yeah, well, it's
I
risky
feel
for
like
us.
we
but
would
I
be violating sanctions. Not risky as in like our channel is gonna get a slap on the wrist as in like federal crime. Isn't it? Aren't
Yeah,
you
that's what
not
I meant.
allowed to?
Is it actually like that controversial to talk to him?
Well, no, he is. I'm not kidding. He is like actually considered like a national threat.
He is not that controversial. I'm just saying, isn't it currently like, aren't there sanctions against working with anybody in Russia?
Oh. Yeah, we're working with the friendship medal recipients, so that would be a big problem, I imagine.
You guys don't have any friendship medals.
Oh, don't say that.
Wow, you don't have to rub it in. What the fuck?
Yeah, seriously. God damn it. You know, Jackson, I think about that all the time. All I've got is my Purple Heart, my Medal of Honor, my Nobel Peace Prize. But I always look at my trophy case, that empty slot for Friendship Medal. And it fucking breaks my heart.
What would you prefer, a friendship medal or a Nobel Prize?
Friendship Medal. Why are you asking?
Yeah, friendship medal.
Do you get anything with a Nobel Prize? Do you get like an actual
You don't get
reward?
friendship. I'll tell you that.
I'm pretty sure. I think there is a monetary reward, actually, yeah.
Oh, well, then I'm choosing money over friendship.
I mean, what they
Fuck
care
that.
about when they get the Nobel Prize is the prestige. Like it truly for the rest of your
Yeah,
life sets
I
you
mean-
apart in your field. You know.
No one ever cares about that.
No one cares about that. The most prestigious prize in science. No one gives a fuck.
This isn't bad. The amount varies depending on which category they win in. For example, as of 2021, the physics laureate receives approximately $936,000.
Damn.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, like $1 million, and then the government
Does
takes
that happen
half of
every-
it, but still.
Does it happen every year?
Yeah.
I think so. Doesn't it happen randomly throughout the year? Don't they just go like, oh, you discovered the important thing, here's an award?
So Nobel Prizes are kind of like, it happens December 10th of every year.
Why do we never hear about it? Like,
What
Should
do
it
you
be
mean?
like a
They,
big
they
event?
announce it in
Fucking
the news.
Smart people. What do you mean?
I feel like we as a society should be like hearing about it more often.
Oh, don't start. Don't start with that. Of course. Everyone should be
What?
smarter and doing more intellectual things. We as a
No, it's
society
not.
should be reading more. People will never
It's,
care
no,
about
it's
this
not.
kind
I'm
of
Do you
not,
mean
stuff.
for-
I'm not. No, I'm not saying that we should be smarter. I'm saying we as a society should.
Well, I'm saying we should be smarter, Jackson. Why do you think we should be dumber? Huh?
Because being dumb's fun.
Well, the Nobel Prize is, it's funny because it comes in two varieties and nothing in between. It's either like a duo of dorks writing a really super important paper that's gonna achieve the next level of humanity, or some fucking politician gets a Nobel Peace Prize for fucking drone bombing brown people. There's never any in between.
Yeah.
It's always like hardcore science people or bullshit politicians.
Yeah. They're a really, really big deal, though. They're kind of like Michelin stars for cooks, where it doesn't change anything except socially. So if you get a Nobel Prize or a Michelin star, you don't just overnight go, oh, here's a big thing and this and that, and you can now join this club, blah, blah. It's more so like everyone goes, oh my God, you've got a Nobel Prize. We need to work with you. We need to be, you're the guy. We're going to you. You got a Michelin star at your restaurant? We're eating there. You know, it's a really, really important title in that world. More
yeah,
than
but
anything.
I still feel like it's like an exclusive circle. Like, well, not exclusive circle, but it's like it's a circle that cares about it basically, and no, everyone else just kind of
Oh yeah,
looks away.
they care a lot. There's really good, interesting documentaries on races to Nobel Prizes, where over the years, a few very famous physics labs are just constantly going, we're going to get it this year. And the other one goes, no, fuck you, we're going to get it this year. And they get really, really competitive over it and do really interesting shit to get it. It's good stuff.
Okay, I'll give you an example, Jackson. Here's why you've never heard of it. I just looked up the Nobel Prize winners of 2023. One of them is called Ferenc Krauts. Is a Hungaro-Austrian physicist working at attecosecond science. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he made the
Very
technosec, duh.
I think that was in Glasgow.
Attesosecond physics is also known as attophysics, Jesus. Or more generally, oh my god.
Jesus.
This is why I don't have an award. I'm actually fucking short-circuiting. It's a branch of physics that deals with light matter interaction phenomena where an attosecond photon pulses are used to unravel dynamical processes in matter with unprecedented time resolution. If you understood what that means, then congratulations.
That is impressive
I don't.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yep, I have no fucking idea what that means, and this is why we don't really talk about it, Jackson. Because to the average person, this means nothing.
Well, no, hang on. So we don't talk about the prize and the prize winners, but we do often talk about the work. For example, another winner from 2023 were the people who made the COVID-19 vaccine. Like, we talk about the shit all the time,
great job.
but we don't talk about the fact that they won.
Yeah.
Physiology or medicine, chemistry.
But what I'm saying is they should treat it like the Oscars, like put on a show for me and explain the things.
Well, that's what I've always said. I've said that for a while, actually. They need to make this shit more hype.
I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't even watch the Oscars, though. It's not like anybody watches the Oscars anymore.
But you still could. Make it like E3 then.
Put it on, yeah, true. Put on a show, and then like when you're announcing the award, like the awards, the Nobel Prizes or whatever, put like an explain it like I'm 5 slideshow up so I can fucking understand what the fuck they actually did.
Yeah, like a children's version. Like, dumb it down. This guy found a way to make light go faster. Yay.
Yeah, exactly. Don't appeal to like all the science guys who already know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's inspire everyone with this new knowledge by like making it digestible at this time when people should be focusing on it. I think that would be really cool.
I agree. I think that's an unironically great idea. I really like that.
All right, I win the Nobel Peace Prize for this.
Yeah, some of these are some of these are like huge and really well known. In 2019, the Nobel Prize was given to the developers of the lithium-ion battery. Like, that's everywhere.
Never heard of it.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know their names.
Isn't that the thing that I can't take on airplanes because it explodes randomly? Fuck them.
Holy shit, wait a minute. No, one of the developers of the ion battery has an incredible name. His name is John B. Goodenough.
Holy fuck, what a name.
That's his legal name.
That's not a
John
real name.
B. Goodenough. Holy fuck.
It is, I'm looking at it.
That is awesome.
His last name is Goodenough.
Oh, he died last year.
Oh,
good enough, John.
Those batteries couldn't keep him alive.
No.
He was a professor of mechanical materials science and electrical engineering.
Jesus, look at his Wikipedia. What an accomplished man.
Yeah, and yet we've never heard of
the Goodenough Kanamori rules of the sign of magnetic super exchange in materials, while with developing materials for computer random access memory, with inventing cathode materials for lithium-ion batteries. Jesus.
Do you think on his deathbed, he was surrounded by his family, and he said, "Son, come here. Was I good enough?" And then he died, poetically.
Yeah, that's like an anime ending right there.
Amazing. I'd tear up.
Then the rumbling plays.
Yeah. His son was like mid.
Yeah, you were all right. You're fine.
Mediocre.
They should add a Nobel Anime Award.
A Nobel Anime Award would go so crazy.
I love that.
Who would you give that to? I guess Toriyama.
Just One Piece every year. Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah, it'd be like, it'd just be a random anime award. Just appeal to the weeb market. And then that's how we get the Nobel Prize into the mainstream, finally.
Mm-hmm.
We already appealed to them enough. Again, yeah, I mean, you guys, I'm with you. How come I've never heard of John B. Goodenough, but I've heard like the name P. Diddy and Meek Mill 2 trillion times in this past
because it's a problem with culture. People care about entertainment. They don't care about the...
It's the nerds. They don't know how to market it.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, they need to be cooler.
They don't.
Like, John B. Goodenough could have been a fucking huge sensation with a name like that. He could have been on TikTok busting out moves while increasing the speed of light or whatever.
I'm sure
And he
people
was like super smart. He was super smart. He was making batteries and shit from nothing, probably. I think.
Okay, to be
but
fair,
that already exists.
Charlie, he died at 100 years old, literally.
Yeah. and also that already exists. How many thousands of pop science channels and TikToks in there are? It doesn't make people care. They only care about the factoids, the interesting little, oh, neat, cool. They don't actually care about the actual work or science. It's just not popular.
It's the typical, like, you have to dumb it down for the masses. Like, you know that popular viral page, I fucking love science?
Yeah, that's a
That
great
was
example.
very viral back in the Facebook days. It's like, nobody actually cares about the guys and the work they put in.
No,
They just
not
want
at
to
all.
watch a time lapse of like mold growing in a fucking petri dish or something cool like that.
I forgot who brought up the example. I remember seeing this many years ago, but he brought up that exact page, I fucking love science. And he was like, all right, take a look at this little infograph. I'm going to make up an example. I don't remember what the research was, but he's going to be like, take a look at this little infograph. They made an advice animal, like a reaction image thing. And it's a picture of a black hole. And the text says, if you go into a black hole, you experience a process called spaghettification. And it's really disgusting and painful. And it had like thousands of likes, retweets. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. It's so interesting. It's got like an animation. But then when I Heart Science linked the actual article explaining it and the work behind finding it out, no one read it. It had like 10 likes. Like no one gave a shit at all. They don't care. They just want the interesting, ooh, cool. Ooh, neat.
Yeah, because I probably talked about attoseconds, and people like me stumbled over the words and just got sad that they were dumb and closed the page and cried.
Good old attoseconds.
What they need to do is they need to lay it out plainly, and they need to tell you how their their accomplishment or whatever affects me, Jackson. How
So
like how
that
is it going to
is
affect
the
my life?
job.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's the job of the entertainers. That's what pop science channels do that are good, like YouTubers that make long dives into history and
Yeah.
science. Yeah, there's plenty of those.
Yeah, 100%. But I think that they should translate that over to the Nobel, because this is meant to be the biggest, award ceremony for science and all that kind of stuff. I feel like it should have that kind of big appeal to everyone. It should be like a world fair kind of.
If you have this much of an impact on our day-to-day lives where you invent the modern battery, you should be legally allowed to just walk around and like swat phones out of little girls' hands. Like, you wouldn't have this without me, idiot.
Yeah.
Like a 14-year-old on
yeah.
TikTok, and you just smack it out of your hand like, yeah, that's right, bitch, I made that. And without me, you wouldn't have it, just like now.
Yeah, if you get a Nobel Prize, everyone has to salute you. Like that's an actual law and shit like that.
Like
That'd be
Helldivers.
so good.
If you invent something, you should be given permanent life rights to that thing. You can interact with and do with it whatever you want for the rest of your life, and no one can stop you. If
Is
you
that not a
invented
thing?
batteries, you can use them to make bombs. You can swat them out of people's hands. You can chuck them into the ocean, and no one can stop you because it's yours. I love that idea. We should do that.
Oh, like you can take other people's battery. Oh, okay.
You can take them out and
They're
form
just
a
called
giant
copyright.
super battery. No one can do anything.
Like a giant snake that reaches to the moon
Yeah.
or something.
Daisy chain them together.
Why the fuck did he call it the Lion rechargeable battery when he could have called it the Goodenough battery?
Oh, that's such a good fucking name.
Oh,
Maybe
what
he
a-
deserved
what a
to die
miss.
because he didn't
Yeah.
see this.
What the
Nobody
fuck?
wants to have the good enough battery.
Oh, I do.
Yes,
I'm
I
not gonna
do.
lie.
I disagree.
No,
I
you
disagree.
don't. Lithium ion
Yeah.
sounds so more futuristic and cool. What are you talking
No,
about?
I want the Goodenough battery.
You're watching television, you see a commercial, and they show off all the capabilities, and at the end it goes, it's not just a good battery, it's good enough.
It's
And
good enough.
It's got the logo, it's perfect.
Yeah, there's like a little chime.
Imagine all the medicine ads we see on TV. Good enough, I guess. Do you have the
Yeah.
flu? This medicine is good enough. Do you want that? No, I
Maybe
wouldn't
not
be
for
popping that
medicine,
pill.
but for my battery, if it was good enough, I'd be okay with it.
What do you think good enough means? It means it's good enough. That's what I want. That's all I need.
It means no. It means barely passable.
No, it means
that's
it's good
The lowest
enough.
possible threshold.
It's good.
His name is not John B. Barely Passable. It's John B. Good Enough.
I wish his name was John B. Fucking Sucks.
No, I want John B. Amazing. Actually, that should be his last name, and then I would use that battery. I
We're
don't want
getting
good
we're
enough.
getting into idiocracy names now. Fucking President Strong Arm Flex Big.
Yes, That's why I want inventing my batteries, not good enough.
I disagree. I think good enough
I
sounds
disagree,
great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love. He should have started a company, man. That's such a perfect name.
I don't know how famous or like well known this guy is beyond just what we've been talking about now, but I really want this guy to become like a household name. He sounds like a hero. Goodenough suffered from dyslexia and like persevered through it apparently, and still like became a genius evidently. So this guy's a hero. I love John B.
He sounds
Goodenough.
really cool.
Yeah, he should be given a prize for his efforts, like a really prestigious award for what he did. I can maybe think of something. Maybe
an Oscar.
Yeah, some sort of award. But for like science. What if there was an Oscar for science? That'd be cool.
I want to see. They should have made it like an Oppenheimer film about Goodenough instead of Oppenheimer. I would love to watch a movie about this guy.
I know. That movie...
Why'd you just have like a puppy died?
This sounds way more interesting. This guy sounds like... This sounds like a way more interesting life. I'm sorry.
I mean, Oppenheimer's life was pretty interesting as well, but I
I
would like to...
I would argue his life wasn't very boring. I don't know.
Everyone makes a mistake every now and then. I've seen better.
It was okay. He's fine.
This guy's so cute. They were married. He married his wife in 1951, and they had been married for 70 years. Holy shit!
Aww.
Do you think after they were officially married, he said, "Honey, you're not just great. You're good enough."
Shut up.
See, that's not a good thing to say because you'd be sleeping on the fucking couch if you told that to a woman.
You just proved Kaya's point.
No, it's so good.
Thank you.
Now he gets to say he was right. Now he gets
Oh my god! Look at all of his awards. He got the Japan Prize, which whatever the fuck that is.
You win Japan.
Enrico Fermi Award. National Medal of Science, IEEE Medal for Environmental and Safety Technologies, Charles Stark Draper Prize, Welch Award, Copley Medal, and Nobel Prize.
Jesus, this guy got the Tony Stark Award?
Yeah. What?
In the movie. I was laughing at what Charlie just said. The Tony Stark Award.
Oldest recipient of a Nobel Prize ever. So about time. Guy deserved it 10 years ago.
It would have actually, honestly, he would have won the Tony Stark Award because isn't like Tony Stark's heart made out of Lion rechargeable batteries?
Yeah, John B. Goodenough made the arc reactor that powers Iron Man.
I still remember when Tony Stark was locked in that cave with a terrorist cell, and he looked over and said, "John, is this battery going to function to keep my heart alive?" And he said, "Oh, Tony, not only will it work, it's good enough."
And then another CEO at a company said, "John B. Goodenough built this in a cave with nothing but a hammer."
This is how stupid we are. We're like boiling down this man's accomplishments to Iron Man.
You can't have that name and not have that happen, Jackson. It's just too good.
We're so stupid. It's embarrassing.
We need a Nobel Prize in stupidity. We'd win it every year.
John B. Goodenough built this battery in a cave.
By the way, this man is so old, or he was so old when he was born that like his birthplace is listed as the German Reich.
He was so old when he was born. He was already born a 100-year-old.
You know what I meant. Oh, that's awesome.
He came out like Benjamin Button. He came out looking how he looks
fucking
now.
old in his photo too.
I know.
He was born
so
in the
cute.
German Reich.
Oh no. Oh fuck.
Oh, that's funny. No, for real though, I love John B. Goodenough.
This is easily one of my new favorite humans throughout all of history. I love this guy.
You guys, with the fucking big audiences, you and Charlie need to make dedicated videos to John B. Goodenough. I want him to be a household name.
Maybe I fucking should, man. This guy's awesome.
Cherish John.
There needs to be a day, like a holiday. The Goodenough Day.
Mike Klum,
where we
get
all
on
just celebrate batteries. The holiday is you gifting other people batteries that lie on rechargeable batteries.
He becomes like a fucking holiday figure like Santa Claus. Oh,
Yeah.
John Be Good Enough will visit you in your sleep and charge your phone. But only if you stay good for the whole year.
Yeah, just leave like some corroded batteries out on the counter.
Yeah. If you're a bad boy, he'll put like expired batteries in your stocking.
We left out AAA batteries overnight, and in the morning they were converted to lithium ion. Thanks, John Be Good Enough. I love this guy.
Tooth fairy. Sam. I'm actually crying.
Add him to the cabal of our favorite people on this podcast. This guy's truly a legend.
How did we stumble across him again? How did we get onto this fucking...
We went from Steven Seagal lawman to Nobel Peace Prize.
As we typically do. Happens every episode.
I mean, that's the best. This is the best, like... This is how we make good content.
Yeah, I agree.
We gotta remember this.
I agree.
We gotta remember this
I think our show is at our best when we tangent, when we don't just focus on one thing, when we just let it go. Just let it go.
Then, and only then is it finally good enough.
It's not just great. It's good enough.
Oh man. All right, this episode's going to be called the Good Enough episode. We can't waste it. All right.
Just call it Good Enough.
Yeah.
Good enough. And no one will click on it.
Well, they will after they hear the name John Be Good Enough.
No, he's going to go down forgotten, sadly, because no one will click on the episode titled Good Enough.
Oh.
That's where you're wrong. I think it's a great title.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll do it.
It is a great name. It's like Richard B. Riddick, like John B. Good Enough.
Oh, that's so good.
Awesome.
Take a chance. Call it Good Enough. Use his photo. See what happens.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Oh, I want to put his photo up there just so everyone sees him. Maybe they'll be confused.
If you're a family member of Mr. Good Enough, we are not making fun of him.
No, the opposite.
Sounds very cool. Yeah.
I actually love him. Yeah. He sounds like a fantastic person. Like a very accomplished man, very intelligent, overcame a lot. Like an actual hero. He deserves that Nobel Prize.
It could sound like he overcame a disability.
Dyslexia is a disability.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Fair enough.
Oh yeah, the dyslexia. Right. Oh yeah.
I mean, he's in the scientific fields. Dyslexia has to be one of the hardest things to probably overcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not even wrong.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you think of John below. Only positive things or negative comments about John will be
We will ban
deleted.
you permanently if you ever say a bad thing about him. Just saying, just a heads up.
The official mascot is now John Be Good Enough for all the future.
You know what I think about that mascot, Jackson?
Yeah, go on.
It's not just great.
It's...
I'm sorry. I thought I had a joke. I thought I had something funny. Sorry. Well, let's just end. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.